filtered sunshine out there this morning because every once in a while the clouds break up. And we need the rain, though, so we'll live with it. 66 in Linden. Mike Barrett joining us, as we mentioned, from Barrett Insurance. Good morning, bud.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. One of these mornings, I'm going to make you sit over here just like you used to do.
See if I can still do that.
And I'm going to go over there.
Do you realize the last time I was touching the controls in here and actually running it was 2001?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yep.
When I was a little boy.
Yep. Time changes everything.
Yes, it does.
What we do here is we talk good policies with Barrett Insurance. Mike comes in here now in the mornings at this time. We talk about things. We had a big chat yesterday. Well, I guess it's not big considering what it was, but automotive insurance. Now, people buy homes, okay?
Yes.
People have properties that they invest in to provide homes for others. Obviously, Barrett Insurance provides homeowners insurance.
Yes,
right?
we do. Yes, we do. And, last week we talked about auto insurance a little bit. We'll talk a lot more about auto insurance and the different enhancements of coverage available and try to give a better understanding of that as we go. But I thought now is a good time to kind of shift gears, go to homes. And, when you think about a homeowner policy, you are looking to insure probably for most people the biggest asset you'll ever have.
And the biggest investment, too.
Yes, the biggest investment, for sure. I did a refinance on my house, and I signed the papers yesterday, and I realized if I go for the entire term of the mortgage, my house is worth this. This is what I pay. Yay caramba. It's a scary proposition. So one of the things that I often will say is be your own advocate, okay? So it's actually surprising to me, and it shouldn't be, because I was once in that realm where I wasn't the insurance guy, and I did the assumptions as well, but a lot of people don't know what they have for coverage. They don't necessarily pay attention to what they have for coverage. Some people not even totally sure what company they're insured with. These are kind of scary components when you think about it, because when a loss occurs, you want to make sure, number one, that the policy is doing what you want it to do, which is to indemnify you, which means turn you back to whole if you have a loss.
Okay, well, see, we talked about this being your own advocate last week when we talked about auto insurance and how coverages can vary with quotes and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Well, let's ask you this then. We're talking about the huge investment and huge asset that you have in your home, okay? Mm-hmm. How would somebody, okay, Mike, I want to, check and see what insurance coverage would be for my home. How does that all start out?
Sure. So for our office, and really it should be for everybody, but for our office, what we do is if you have existing coverage, a lot of times what we'll say is, look, let us quote apples to apples to see if we're competitive, to see if we have an offering here.
Okay, so that's where they'd have their current policy if they have one. Okay.
That's the easiest way to give you a quick price comparison. Look, for what you have and what we can do, same thing. Here's what we have. But ultimately, when it comes down to renting a house, and I'll go to the people buying new homes as well, we actually go to all properties.
Wait a minute. You physically go there?
Myself.
Okay.
Which means I should be a lot thinner than I am.
You look great on the radio.
Thank you. But so, and it's something that my father did, and it's really what we should all do as agents is fully understand the properties that we're insuring. And my biggest concern is if I don't go to a property, I don't see what's there. There's that possibility because all companies reserve the right to come and send their own team out, or not team, but a person to inspect your home.
Right.
So there's a couple things that I'm looking to accomplish when I come to your home. Number one, first and foremost, I want to create the information or gather the information so I can create an estimate of replacement for your home.
Okay. So that they know, so that homeowner knows that, all right, God forbid the worst should happen.
Here's what we think it would take to get you back.
We got your back. Okay.
Yeah. So that's first and foremost. Second is I'm looking for qualifiers. Companies have things that they're looking for. If you have a home that was built in the 1900s or the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, what have you, we're looking for things like, do you have updated wiring? Do you have circuit breaker protection with at least 100 amp circuit breaker in the home? Do you have what kind of heat do you have? Are you sharing flues? Do you have wood heat? Do you have pellet stove? What's the condition? Do you have shingles that are lifting? Do you have siding that's missing? There's so many things at play. And typically what I like to do is head things off at the pass. And I can go, look, I've identified a few issues here that, yes, I could quote you, but you would need to correct these issues. Maybe you lacks railing on a deck that's up over 36 or 24 inches, or maybe, I think I forget the number this morning, but
well, of course.
I know what it is. But any steps over 3, you need railing on one side. So there's a lot of factors there that we go in and the good thing is we can help advise. I've been into numerous homes that have wood stoves that are not properly installed. They
Well,
may
you-
not
you
have a
mentioned
proper heat shield.
Yeah, you mentioned the shared flues, and a lot of folks here in the kingdom and the North Country will have an oil-fired furnace,
Yep.
and they'll have a wood stove.
Yep.
So that's
or
what you're
multiple
talking
wood
about.
stoves as well. And a lot of people, and in Vermont, there's no code. So there's not really an enforcement mechanism from a state level saying you can't do this. But from an insurance level, they absolutely reserve the right. And that's where some people can get upset. And I totally understand why. But think of it this way. You're asking somebody else to have a checkbook with the ability to indemnify you if a loss occurs. So they're absolutely within their right to say, look, we just don't approve that, so we won't do it. So I like to say that I am the product of a household that grew up with wood and oil in the same flue, and I'm here alive to talk about it today. I don't make the rules, I just enforce the rules. But I have absolutely zero companies in my office that will allow for shared flue.
Okay, let me ask you something then as a homeowner, all right? Let's go back to the simple thing that you mentioned. If you have more than 3 steps, you have to have a railing.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say company A has insured Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Mr. and Mrs. Jones have something happen. They send somebody to come to the house. They've got 4 steps with no railing. The policy says that we'll only cover you if you've got the railing. That is not the time you want to find out, right?
Right. Well, and that's a little bit of a misnomer. So the companies don't have these types of. A lot of people believe that there's these things. We only pay if you have. That's not the case. They pay. That's the contract. So railing or not, somebody slips and falls, you're getting covered.
Okay.
You have protection. But that's why the company wants it there, to try to mitigate the possibility of loss.
Okay.
So I have maybe 1 or 2 companies. I'll use a trampoline as an example.
Oh, there's a classic.
By the way, get rid of them. I am the killer of fun. We'll talk much more about that at a later date. But if you have a trampoline and a company comes and sees that you have a trampoline, they're going to have a lot more to say. But their only real mechanism here for enforcement is to say, look, get rid of it, or at your next renewal, we will not renew. You'll have to find coverage elsewhere.
Okay.
I do have 1 or 2 companies that will accept them and exclude them, and then I have a couple of other companies that will accept them if they're netted. But in a perfect world, don't have it.
I know. YouTube will prove that to you.
Yeah.
So
or me when I was 17 and hurt myself. So.
Yeah. Well, if you waited till you were 17, you're doing better than most kids out there. Well, you mentioned that there are many different angles, many different aspects of all kinds of insurance. You said we're going to cover a lot about automotive. We'll obviously talk homeowner insurance as well. But the most important thing, and this has been the common denominator our last couple of chats, is be your own advocate.
Please.
Be intelligent, be informed, know what you've got.
The smartest people in the world rely on people who know more than they do. So use the resources available to you. Use your agent. You have an agent who does this every day, 5 days a week, probably eats, drinks, sleeps, and dreams about insurance. Definitely rely on your current agent or your current carrier to be your assistant. We're your agent. We can help you be your own advocate.
All right. Give them the number to call Barrett.
748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com. We're on YouTube, Google+, and Facebook as Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right. We archive our chats, too, so we'll get that sent off to you.
I'll love it.
We're talking good policies with Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance.
All right. Have a good week.
All right. The morning continues. We can't stop it. We got to get closer to the weekend. We'll be back with music for you from Colby Calais.